Longest-serving U.S. Marshal in the nation's history is retiring here in Arizona, and his 2 decades of service includes some of Southern Arizona's biggest cases. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney.
And I'm Angelique Lazardi. After decades of service, U.S. Marshal David Gonzalez is making the rounds, saying goodbye to his deputies, who was appointed in 2002 by President George W. Bush. Now, Gonzalez is the third Latino to hold a U.S. Marshal position, and he was reappointed by Presidents Obama, Trump, and Biden.
In all, Gonzalez is leaving behind nearly a half-century in law enforcement, telling his troops today this Arizona district is considered the best in the nation because of their hard work, and he was honored to work alongside of them. News 4 Tucson's Lupita Murillo caught up with the Marshal today at the federal courthouse for an exclusive interview. She's live now with more on the legacy of work Gonzalez is leaving behind. Lupita.
David Gonzalez tells me that Tucson holds a very special place in his heart, and he says, as we sat down to chat about his 2 decades of high-profile cases, that it's a little bittersweet.
January 8th, that was one of the bad days I've had as a U.S. Marshal. That's when Chief Judge John Roll was killed.
Judge John Roll was among the 6 who were shot and killed on January 8, 2011. This Safeway on Oracle and Ina was where U.S. Representative Gabby Giffords was holding a Congress on Your Corner event. Gonzalez was in Phoenix and immediately drove to Tucson.
That memory is etched in my brain, but what I remember about him, though, is just what a wonderful man he was.
He remained in Tucson for 9 days and was also responsible for the security of the shooter, Jared Loeffner.
It was very difficult to deal with him, but you have to just be professional about it and just do your job and move on.
Another difficult case, the disappearance of 6-year-old Isabel Celes in 2012.
Everybody that worked that case to realize that this young girl kidnapped from her bedroom in the middle of the night.
He and his officers realized this could happen to any of them, and then came the other most tragic event of his 20-year career.
Marshal Chase White, he was shot and killed in 2018, November 29th. And
he was killed in the line of duty as he was serving an arrest warrant. The death still affects his office today.
We have a tribute of him where he used to sit, and that tribute will be for Chase as long as this building is here.
Marshal Gonzalez's last day is tomorrow. He says he plans on going into the private sector as a consultant, and he also plans to do some traveling with his wife, who also recently retired as a lawyer after 40 years. And coming up at 6 o'clock, you'll hear some of his most memorable moments. Reporting live from the federal courthouse, Lupita Murillo, News 4 Tucson.